Fall is my kind of season. She's so pretty. So get ready for some major fall inspiration on today's show. We're going to show you how to make a Pinterest perfect mood board to make this autumn awesome. So our experts are pairing up to decorate with the season's Pinterest trends in two very distinctive styles. I won't call it a competition, but it's kind of a competition. So team number one is Christian Dare and Carson Arthur. Team number two, Leigh Ann and Frank Ferragini. Limber up, get ready.
Ready to compete.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. I see you there doing your hamstring stretches there, quad stretches.
Yeah.
Let's talk, Carson and Christian, about what your design look is. What are you doing over there?
So, I don't know what we exactly called it, but we believe that black is beautiful. So we did modern, sophisticated, chic porch.
Oh, I like it.
This
and
is
you know what?
You paint your house.
Yes.
You need a slimming effect. Black is back.
It's the drama of it all. It looks phenomenal. So I can't wait to get into that. We're going to start over here with Leigh and Frank. So what have you all done with your space drastically different from theirs, which I love?
Yeah, they have their style. I like
Their darkness.
They have their darkness.
I think our style you could call winning.
Winning,
In comparison, yeah, I think
Or we'll
so.
call it modern farmhouse.
Modern farmhouse.
Very nice. We know that folks are very much about the farmhouse, and it's nice that you've gone modern with it. It's been a trend that's been around and people have been loving for a while now, but you've done your own little twist on it. So walk us through what we're seeing right now. It all works gorgeously together.
Let's take a seat.
It's
Okay,
very,
let's take a seat.
It's a party. See, we're celebrating our winning style. So yes, I think we can get cozy because that's part of this whole look, that it is comfortable, it's casual, but it's still elevated. Like, it's very pulled together.
It is.
And we pulled this together.
Yes.
We did this as a joint
what was
project.
that like? Because you're both incredible, speedy, efficient workers to work together. Like, did you play nicely together?
Well, we're both also scatterbrains. So in order to pull this together, we needed some vision. We really needed to coordinate together before we even met.
Yeah.
So it's almost, this is like a good thing to do as a couple, where you're like, you tell me your vision in life, I'll tell you mine. We'll get together and try to mesh them together.
Right.
That's right. And if that's happening in my house, you can give me your vision, but I'm going to win. But it's good to have sort of a collaborative thing so you can see who wants what, right?
That's
How
it.
it all works together.
So we actually use the Pinterest app.
Oh, good.
And we're able to do a collaborative board. So for both of us, we went on independently and pinned images that meant modern farmhouse style to us.
Nice.
And what I loved about that process for both of us is we weren't thinking about the specific pieces in the set.
Yeah.
It was just, what were we drawn to? What were the elements that spoke to us to really bring that style to life? And then we were able to look collaboratively at all of the images and find all of those kind of silver threads that tied everything together. So a lot of the things that we were looking at were the natural woods, a lot of texture, heavy texture. This was the style board that we ended up putting together.
It's nice.
And you can just see that the plants really are what brought the whole look to life.
Yeah.
But the backbone were the architectural clean lines, which lend itself to modern in the farmhouse, and then some rustic and texture. A little bit of a little bit of grudge, a little bit of dinge on there, just to give it more of that casual, comfortable feel.
It gives it authentic. And that's the whole idea, is that you can go to many different stores, locations, and be overwhelmed.
Yes.
Sometimes when you're thinking, I want to do a room, I want to do a porch, I want to do a landscape, you go into these big stores, these big settings, and you become overwhelmed. This actually allows you to have a little bit more focus. You can look at some central themes and then pull it all together and then really create something that works together.
That is good. It's good to ground yourself when you're going to start a project like this. You want to show me some of the plants you have over there, Frankie? Because plants really do something awesome in a space. They soften it.
Anybody home?
Nobody's home. Nobody's home.
Nobody's home. Always looking at the door. But first off are the containers. So these containers, which are amazing, they look like they're wet wicker, but they're resin. So with that, they're incredibly durable. So they can take all seasons, but as well they're lined. So even if they're used indoors, they're not going to leak on the floor. Super important.
Awesome.
This is, when you think about farmhouse, you think about classic plants.
Yeah.
Well, this is a classic plant, which is a hydrangea, but this is Limelight's hydrangea. So it's a new variety of an older plant named hydrangea. That is beautiful chartreuse green that then goes to white, then goes to pink. Really stands up very well.
nice.
Can be used in a pot, but then planted in the garden to overwinter.
Lovely.
Of course, you're going to do your ornamental cabbage and or kale, which gives you that fall look, but the bluey greens really tie in with the white and the grays. Super nice as well.
Yep.
A reminder when you're using this as well, by a front door. Later on in the winter season, if they start to rot, they'll stink.
Yeah, they smell like farts.
Party, yeah.
Have you ever smelled rotten
Party
cabbage?
house.
Like, bad. But then you have just some wonderful greens, something like a boxwood or a yew, your fall mums that you have in there. They can be perennial depending upon your zone. So these are just ways just to soften. Remember, plants are like little paint chips that allow you to paint and allow you to be that artist in your own space.
Love it.
And really, there's so many other plants that you could think about with modern farmhouse. You could also think about lilacs for springs because that's a classic farm. But you're trying to create a modern look, so there's some dwarf varieties of lilacs called Miss Kim.
Yeah.
And even bloomerang, which is those are other varieties.
I like these names.
Yeah.
Right?
Very nice. Okay, so it's good to mix and match. You haven't been too precious over there. You're just putting in whatever works all together, which is lovely.
That's what I love what Frank did. This wasn't like constructing this overly methodical urn with all of these different elements.
Yeah.
Quite literally, they're all individual and independent. That, as Frank said, like the hydrangeas, plant them in your garden afterwards as well. But I love the collected feel of it, and again, that lends to the layered approach of that casual farmhouse feel.
Yeah,
Well, I'm loving the furniture too.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the decor. You've got gorgeous pieces in here.
So when I went up to see Frank at the Garden Gallery in Barrie, this piece, we both went, whoop, for all the squirrel syndrome that we have, we can get distracted. This immediately spoke to us. And it's because it's so beautiful, but it's also so practical. Can I just say, this looks like a beautiful rustic raw wood, but tap, tap, it's actually aluminum made to look like wood. So it's super lightweight, needs zero maintenance because you don't have to worry about staining the wood or having it fade. So this is super practical and has very much an indoor feel that I love. And I really love the rope detail here. Again, that added layers and the texture there in these pieces. And if you have space for an occasional seating area, I know you love your porch. You spend so much time on your porch.
It's all about the porches today because when I was talking to the audience about this, we were dreaming up porches. You want a wraparound porch, and I get it. I would love a wraparound, but the porch for me is an extra room in our house.
Yes.
I stay on that porch for as long as possible.
Absolutely.
When I start getting internal summers, heat, a hot flash. I don't know why I'm using euphemisms. It's a hot flash.
Tell me
I
more
open the
about
door
this.
and I go outside.
I just noticed that way when that's happening.
Frankie's like, what is she saying? I go outside on the porch. So it's really nice. You extend sort of a whole new room in your house by using your front porch. So this is one I'd like to sit on too.
Right.
So you have a nice one here.
And the nice thing about this furniture as well is it's so modern that it can be used indoors, super lightweight.
gosh,
so if you have a couple
100%.
extra guests that are there, you can pop it inside. And then, if you're getting a little bit older, it's really hard to be carrying furniture around and because for winter, easily stored, and that's what I like about it's so light. It's so light.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the other thing I love about this, I love the light fixtures you have outside. Those are gorgeous.
The light fixtures were, believe it or not, an Amazon find in the hammered metal, and then the wood detail. Again, those connecting points. So those were two elements that we had put on the style board. So when we were shopping, it was easy to hone in on exactly those kind of finishes that would bring the style to life. So those were a massive win. And I also just wanted to point out my little bit of dinge at the side here. I went into my garage and had this little painter's bench, the little stool there.
It's authentic.
It's authentically rustic.
Yes,
it's all from 1964.
Right? But it's got the splattered paint, it's got the distressed wood on it, and it makes a perfect little plant stand.
You did a great job. Both of you did a great job. Did they win? We don't know yet. Be sure to follow Cityline on Pinterest for these trends and so much more fall and spa. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to check out our page.